got news for you. Yes, I do. I'm like your angel of love, girl. I've come to see you through. So when you cry, let me wipe your tears. When you're scared, I wanna be there to calm your fears. When you're in need, baby, ring my phone. I'll run right over and we'll make love all night long.
Yeah. Yo, what's cracking?
What's up? Welcome to my show. I'm the host tonight because I have a hat. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining.
I guess that is officially the requirement.
That's the requirement. The host has a hat.
Mm-hmm. And suddenly we can hear Mayo in the car. We couldn't hear him in the car before. He must have cracked the window or something.
Oh no, y'all couldn't hear me when we were in the green room?
Yeah, we can hear you.
No, I mean that air.
Yeah,
Not your voice, the air.
like you got your window down.
That's how it sounds now?
Yeah, it didn't sound like that before.
Oh, I wasn't on Bluetooth. Now I'm on Bluetooth. Hold on, I'll turn Bluetooth off.
That could be.
You know, for the third straight week, our video got denied out of a group because of the language. And I'm like, we don't even curse that much.
We really don't curse a lot.
We really don't.
Yeah, I mean,
it depends on which show.
And depends on which guest, I guess. You know, we have guests that curse a lot more than us.
Yeah.
I think our guests curse more than we do, but you know, that's just my interpretation.
When Randy's on.
Man, Randy cursed at a funeral on Sunday, Christmas Day. He don't care. Hey man, y'all all looking good. I can't wait till Mel gets home and puts a hat on so we can, we can be out here like sunny day.
I know, I was thinking that too.
I was
just thinking that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey man, I certainly want to talk about the mayoral race, man, and get some of your thoughts, your feedback. I'm so uncomfortable, man, with the state of the world over the last couple of years, man. Everything is just so divided by race and politics, and it's just I find it to be so heartbreaking, man. But it's like, you can't escape it because it's the reality of the world we're living in, man. But those things have become so divisive, man. It's almost depressing, I stumbled upon doing some research for the show. I stumbled upon a Fox News show that basically said Lightfoot lost because she was woke. These progressive woke mayors, which ain't nothing but code for, black or black friendly. Mayors will learn that, the woke platform isn't the platform to be on. And I'm like, man, the world is so messed up. Everything is cloaked racism and,
But it's funny, this from a party that lost most of their races in November.
Right.
You don't get to prognosticate if you're on the losing side.
Right.
That's like Philadelphia going back and saying, well, we really won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We don't know what happened. It was the woke in Kansas City that made us lose. So we're really the winner.
And I understand and agree, man. You slide into a seat like the mayor of Chicago with all the challenges Chicago has. People need to see some things happen. They need to see some changes happen, and they didn't happen. But the reality is while they say crime was up in Chicago, crime was up everywhere. It was up across the country. So, to single, her out as an individual failure is a little unfair because it spiked all over the place. Now don't get me wrong. I think she need to go, but speak the truth about it. When you're talking about it, don't make statements that could be broad generalizations like they're in her lap.
Right, but there's some systemic issues that have been in Chicago for a while. You should not have to live in a neighborhood, call the police, and they not show up. I'm sorry, because Who does the police report to? The chief of police, the superintendent. Who does the superintendent report to? The mayor. If you really want to affect change, you got to take out the people who are in charge of it. So it's kind of a referendum on, something that's been a problem for a while. And it
Or the
just kept
police take so long to show up, they might as well not show up.
Right.
You
And if you
know.
call from a different part of the South Side, they probably don't show up at all. No
Absolutely.
matter what your emergency.
Yeah.
So you got to think about that, because that would never happen in Wicker Park.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
have
It almost, man, my
Opi-
skin almost crawls when I hear them say, I heard a lady say, I was mugged and I was in a really nice part of the city.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think any. But you said something, Sean, that I want to kind of talk about is the mayor. Were we expecting her to, be Superwoman and just automatic? Because I thought that she changed. I thought some things were getting better.
Well, you got to think about it. 2 years of a pandemic too, in the middle of your term.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot. Not making excuses for her. There was some things that could have been done better, but there was a pandemic going on, so you had to manage that.
Yeah.
Along with the third largest city in the country.
Right. I mean,
just
she
the
had did you all see her TikToks that she was doing back then?
Yeah, I mean, I thought they were fun, but like, for example, she came out and she was real angry and threatening to arrest people that were going to compromise the COVID protocols. And they're like, but yeah, we got much bigger fish to fry than that. So I need you to keep that same energy, when we talking about the violence in Chicago. So
right. And then there was something about not paying the medical bills for some cops that got COVID. That was not a good look.
She brought in that police chief from Texas or wherever, and he clearly didn't know what he was doing here,
He did a great job in Dallas. He was revered in Dallas when he got here, and it was a whole different world.
Yeah. And but now you've got, like, I don't like the stark contrast between the two people left. You got this defund the police guy, and you got a guy supported by the FOP. You know what I'm saying? It's the division. It's the, and I don't know, man. I don't, as much as I want the brother to win, I don't know that you can be successful coming out that aggressive against the police. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think you need to be real about what you want to do with them, but he's coming out like NWA, and I'm like, dude, I don't think that's a good idea.
Well, do you think it's a shock factor that he's just trying to get attention?
Well, he's got the backing of the teachers union. I think he's a former teacher.
Right, he is. Yeah, he's a former teacher.
I'm not sure that the Chicago Teachers Union actually can speak for anybody, given that most of the seniors read at an 8th grade level.
Yeah, I mean that's
not actually a glowing review of your job. And if anybody's a teacher, I apologize. I'm not talking about you, but I'm talking about, in general, the system is failing students in Chicago. If you're turning out people that can't read past the 8th grade, past age 14, that's a problem. You're turning out adults that are illiterate, basically.
Yeah, well, I think that, we actually even have Brown, the superintendent, as you know. I don't know if you all kept up with that. He's actually resigning. Back to Dallas.
Well, he
resigned like hours after she conceded.
Yeah. Well, he was the retirement age, I think, for Chicago Cops, 63, on the day he's retiring. I think that's why, too. But, I mean, he was going to be gone no matter what with a new mayor.
Yeah.
He gets to be their superintendent, so he was going to be.
Yeah, I don't hide the fact that I'm not a political guru. It's never been my thing in terms of stuff that I know the most about. I just saw Mel's thing under his stream. Mel, the most wild.
I saw that earlier.
But I don't know, maybe I asked this question before, and if I did, I'm sorry, but is it normal that there's such a dysfunctional relationship between the mayor and the police? Because I see that something, like, I have a lot of police friends, right? And they all hated this mayor. I don't know that they hated every mayor, right? I can't remember, but I mean, collectively, they hated this mayor like she had done something to them personally. And I'm like, is that just the way it is? You know, is that the dynamic with that relationship or not? Glenn, you would know that, I would think.
Why?
Is that
Like,
tradition? I mean, because I really consider you to be the political brain of.
I think it's a little bit of that. Yeah, I don't think they always feel like the mayor has their back. I had a class at DePaul with a cop, and he called the city a dictatorship under Daley,
Really?
which was interesting coming from yeah.
Mm.
So I think there's always a little bit of tension there. You know, the FOP is always going to side with the cops no matter what they do, and that's probably not always the right way to put it. So then that puts them in opposition if something ever happens and the mayor has to take action. So they're directly in opposition. So, but I think there's a genuine feeling that she didn't have their back for what happened with COVID and some of the other stuff that happened.
Yeah, and like Rod mentioned, there's also been some talk about one of Vallis's chief supporters being somebody that was open about supporting the insurrection. So that's
he took some heat for that.
Huh?
He took some heat for that.
Yeah, so it was a union chief. Yeah, that's not a good look at all, man.
Right. But there's not gonna be real change unless you change like holistically. Like if you're an alderman and you have 4 years and crime is still bad in your neighborhood's still dilapidated, you know, you need to treat this like a job. Nobody gets 4 years to get their job right.
Right.
You get a year. Maybe
they need to treat it like a job. I was like, it is a job, ain't
it? Yeah. I mean, but they need to treat it like hired help. You need to treat the politicians like hired help. They have 4 years with the job. The election is their review, and your vote is reflective of their performance.
But you know, the aldermen have all been around longer than most of them have been around longer than 4 years.
Longer than that, and they have all kinds of power. You can't put a business in a ward without the alderman.
Yeah,
you've given the alderman a little money, or you get their blessing for it. So people really need to look at that. If you live in a neighborhood that's crime ridden and has been crime ridden since the alderman has been there, and your alderman's been there since like 2000, that's a problem that you can fix.
Well, you need more than just my vote to get him or her out.
No, I mean collectively though, people can vote them out. Most people don't show up for the doggone elections. I think they had very low voter turnout too.
Yeah.
The game itself of politics is such that I don't even understand how you choose that as a career. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, who wants to go into politics? You know, it's kind of like,
well, you know,
the benefits are good if you can win.
Well, the funny thing is, who wants to be a policeman or a policewoman?
Well, I get wanting to be a police officer, what I don't get about wanting to be a police officer is you knew the job was dangerous when you took it. Don't blame me for the dangers that you face, you know, doing the job that you took, because you didn't have to do that job. You could have chosen a different living. And so that's why I get real upset about the whole Blue Lives Matter and all that whole thing. That's a choice. You know, when you try to parallel Blue Lives Matter to Black Lives Matter, black ain't a choice. You know, you stuck with black whether you want it or not. That's your job. That's not your race or your skin color. You know what I'm saying? So that irks me a bit when a job is taken to the level that sometimes police take it. And I got a lot of friends that are on the job, and I love them dearly, but that's why I would never want to be a police officer.
Yeah, I'm brown though. I'm not black. It's brown.
You're not even really brown. You're more like a mauve.
I'm like a mocha.
Mocha.
You're nougat. You're nougat.
You're like latte. Hey man, lady I know posted something on TikTok, and I really wish I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn how to get with Roger and feed you guys some of the video and audio that I'm talking about sometime. But this lady made a lady I know made a post, and she basically said, I mean, the undercurrent of it was dragging me in, which ain't uncommon. But she said, "What's up with men in their 40s and their 50s that are still out here trying to smash?" She said she was having a conversation with a guy friend of hers. And she said the guy friend asked her, what do you think their motivation is? What do you think that's about? And her answer to him was, that's all they have to offer. Right. And then she went on to talk about how pathetic you have to be as a man in your 40s or 50s, and all you have to offer a woman is sex, and you're probably not even having that much sex at this point, and yada yada yada. And I'm just giving you guys the byplay, and then I want you to tell me what you think about it. But I had two issues with the whole setup. First of all, you're misassessing a man. Now, a man that moves around like that, yeah, he's a low life kind of dude in my opinion. But you got it twisted. He's not offering anything. He's taking. If he's moving like that, he's moving to get. And what he's trying to get is them draws, and that's all. So it's not about she is Randy. It's not about what he's offering. It's about his whole life is about taking. He's taking. And tacky in his doing so, but label it correctly. The second problem I had was, why is this dude asking her about men? And I think that happens quite a bit. Again, I'm the first to say I don't know the secrets of women. I'm not one, so I'm not going to tell you what women do and what women want. I will tell you what my experiences have been, and if they've been disproportionate, I'll tell you that. But I can't define anything woman, because I'm not one. So the fact that this dude is asking this woman about men, I thought was, odd to me. I'm like, of all the places you can go, why are you going to a woman to ask her about men? But I just wanted to throw that scenario out there to you guys, and you tell me what you think about it. Men that are moving around in their 40s, 50s, maybe even 60s, and they not on nothing. They just trying to smash. And then the men that want to get their insight on men from women. Where they do that at, but I do, Chantel. I do. I just think that she has miscategorized it. She categorized it as it's such a shame that all this man has to offer this woman is sex, when in actuality he has nothing to offer her. What he's taking is sex. Very different.
I don't necessarily agree that he has nothing to offer. You can't make you can make a blanket statement, but I'm not going to agree with it, in the sense that even if a man is after something, if there is an exchange, he is still offering something to the woman. It might not be the value that she wants, or the relationship that she wants, or the kindness, or the whatever, but it's still an exchange. A take is, I come in and I do something that is against your will or whatever. If she is engaging in it and there is an exchange, it's not just a take. She getting something out of it. There's some type of exchange. The other part of it is, though, as far as a man asking a woman that, I don't necessarily disagree with it, to learn what their viewpoint is. Not that what they say is gold, but you can get value out of learning what the other side thinks about something, because they offer a viewpoint that is different than yours. And you can say, oh, I never saw it like that. Or, Napoleon Hill said, two minds create a third and more powerful mind. There's what you know, there's what I know. And then based off of our dialogue, some new ideas or conversation or something could be sparked from that. So, even though the question might not have been phrased in a way that you would, or a way that you agree with, I do think that there can be some value in asking a woman what she thinks about a man's behavior, activity, or what have you, because it gives you her viewpoint of what it is.
Before I hear from Robert, I'll receive that, because the context wasn't made clear. He could have been asking in an attempt to see what the other side thinks. She presented it like he was coming to her for advice, right? And of course, the reality is, when somebody presents it like that, you don't know what they've changed in that setup to make it more appealing for their TikTok or whatever they're doing. So,
Right.
but to your credit, Mel, no, I totally agree with that, because it has been, my friendships with women has been something that is without measure in terms of its value. I don't seek definition, but like Mel said, I might want to know what you're thinking or what you're seeing. I might not be looking for an ultimate definition from you, because again, I still hold on to that. I don't think I can really define anything when it comes to women. I can tell you what my experiences have been, but I don't think I can define anything. Robert Hazard, if I can get, maybe I can get that smirk and smile off your face for a few minutes. Come on in here.
No, I was thinking about what the voice of reason said, and
No, he's not. Oh, he's back to the voice
he's
of
back
reason.
to the voice
I'm
of
on
reason.
my computer now.
I thought he was the most wise.
Only on his phone, he's most wise.
Maybe he's the wisest voice of reason.
Yeah. See, I don't think there's anything wrong. I mean, Mel covered it. I don't think there's anything wrong. I go to my female friends and get, ideas, off of situations that I present, to them. And it depends on who I'm talking to that day. They may give me some good stuff, and some of the other women will be like, no, I ain't got nothing for you, on that one. I think, I also think this too, I probably said this before about our influencers are people that are, TikTok experts and relationship experts. Sometimes what I find happens in a lot of their conversations is it's just it's almost like clickbait, where they're saying something just to grab somebody's attention. And then, I follow a guy on IG, and he kind of does that. But and so now, but what he does is he says, hey, if you want the whole story,
click on
this, and it'll give you the rest of the details. So, I find that to be humorous. And if I have some times, I might look at it, but I typically don't I don't put too much emphasis on that.
Mm-hmm. Glenn, talk to me.
Yeah, I agree with Robert about the clickbait, but I go to my female friends for information. I go to my male friends for advice. And so if the guy was coming to her asking about a man, he was actually doing some competitive analysis. He wanted to know what ticked her off, what pushed her button, so he wouldn't do that. That's most of the time. If a guy is picking your brain about another man, that's usually what he's doing. He's storing it up for information to use later. Sorry. But that's probably what it was about, honestly.
You said sorry, like you just shared one of the secrets. Like
I know. I'm kicked out of the man's club now. I'm at least gonna be suspended for a few days, but that's all right. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I think. Men are smart enough. Women think we're dumb. We're not as dumb as you think we are. We play dumb sometimes, so you stop asking us questions. But we're not really dumb. So we do things strategically to our advantage, just like women do. But I think that's what it was. I think that's what it's about. And plus, if it was on TikTok, you could only believe about 5% of what you hear on TikTok, because the other 95% is clickbait promotion, trying to get likes, trying to get people to follow you. And it's just one big advertisement, one big, what's the word that people just put themselves out there for? One just big exposure fest. It's an orgy of exposure. That's what it is. Really, it is. You talk about 40 and 50-year-old men are out there. I see 40 and 50-year-old women out there shaking it and twisting it and doing everything on TikTok too. And nobody asked them what they're doing, why they're doing it.
True that, yeah. Ordinarily, I would probably believe that might have been what was going on, but based on the history of posts from this person, I wouldn't classify it that way with this particular person, because she's a pretty outspoken person and kind of thinks she has it all under control, and I could see her post as being 100% sincere, not trying to be clickbait or just taking the opportunity to be critical, if you will. But it's ironic, because you set me up for the perfect alley-oop. Because Say it again.
Get you to slam it, gone. But
Right. Well, you know, these knees and this height don't let that happen. But so handing off from that, another friend of mine posed what I thought was an interesting question, but the setup for the question is the segue from where we were. She's sitting in a coffee shop, and a guy, she's an attractive lady. Guy approaches her, and he asks if he can see her hand. Right, we know where this is going, and so she shows him her hand, and she's not thinking, you know, where it's going, where we already know where it's going. And so he says, you know, oh, no ring. You must be single. And she says, well, just because I'm not wearing a ring doesn't mean I'm single. To which he says to her, well, if he hasn't put a ring on it, then you are single. And she posed that question: Are you single when you're in a relationship? If you're not wearing a ring, or basically, if you're not married, are you still single? Is the core of the question. And so, you know, I told her, when I hear the question, I hear a guy looking to see if there is any cracks in your relationship, because he shouldn't be able to walk up to you and tell you what level of relationship you have based on what jewelry you're
that was
wearing.
so obvious. He could have had a sign around his neck saying, "I'm about to use game on you."
I'm about to try to go in my game pocket.
My game, right? Yeah, my game chest.
Yeah, and so
lucky.
And so I think we probably will we all agree on that part of that story. Like, this is a guy who's trying to see how strong your relationship is, because he doesn't know if it's 3 months or 3 years. He doesn't know if it's too early for a ring or you've been waiting on a ring, right? He's just doing lip service to try to see if there's any frailties in your relationship. But it did make me curious about that position. Like, is it, for me, the commitment is the conversation. It's not about jewelry. It's not about a ceremony. It's not about it being professed publicly. It's about the understanding that the two people have. Because I know people that are married, got the prettiest rings in the world, and aren't faithful. So we know the weddings and the jewelry don't dictate the outcome. What your personal commitment and covenant is dictates the outcome. But I'd be curious about you guys and your opinion. Until you're legally married, do you consider yourself single, or when you're in a relationship, that commitment is as powerful as it will be if you ever get married?
Yeah, so Jamie Gill just said it best. The question is, are you available? It's not, are you single?
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Yeah,
that wasn't what he asked, but I hear what you're saying.
I'm saying that's really what it is. Based on the technicality, yes, I was single until I was married. You know what I mean? Like, on my taxes.
But you can be married and available. Right?
Right. So that's the real question. Again, going back to what she said, that's the real question. You could be married and available. You know, it really boils down to what the person's commitment level is.
Right.
You know,
right. Mm-hmm.
It really boils down to that, because, you know, I've probably, I won't say I've gotten more looks, but I have gotten looks, you know, now that I'm married, where it's like, because don't nobody want what somebody else don't want.
Right. But I think that's human nature, man. As long as I can remember, man, when I'm single, I can't bust a grape. When there's nobody publicly tied to me, I couldn't hit the side of a barn with a beach ball. And the minute that
that's been your experience, brother. That ain't been my life.
But I don't have those echoing problems. What you're saying,
I can't relate to
Mel. But when you've been claimed to a degree, you know, it's a different appeal. And that's been consistent.
I think y'all doing the show with me has helped.
There you go, Sean. I'm gonna let you keep Wilson.
Not Wilson. Really? But it's to Jamie's right. It's what you see yourself as. I've had married women I meet at clubs tell me I'm married, but I'm single. The hell does that mean? Really? You're married, but I'm not that drunk.
Well, I've heard women say, you know, and they in 3-4 year relationships, and they say until he puts a ring on it, you know.
Well,
so, and I just don't share that.
The question then, why did you stay so long if that's all you're waiting on? You're considering yourself single. If we ask him, he's saying probably I'm in a relationship. So there's a disconnect there. You need to check yourself as you answer these questions too, because you leave the door open sometimes, you know, unknowingly, and sometimes knowingly too, because some women do it knowingly as well. So you're leaving the door open if you start to hem and haw about it. Like, no, dude, no, fool. I'm with somebody, period. And it ain't really your business what we are.
Yeah.
It's
because I don't know too many women would give me their hand, you know, like that, and just check it. I mean, people are touchy feely now, you know.
She didn't touch him. He just had to see him.
He just had to see his hand.
Okay. Yeah. I'm like, you know what? No, I ain't get my nails done. You can't see.
Right.
But
I've made a mistake and not known. Like, true story. I was at Entis. I got a story. I can't believe I'm doing a Sean.
Glenn, I don't know if you can keep claiming you the youngest, talking about you was at Entis.
And I was underage.
A long
time ago.
That's what it was. I was underage. Okay, let's get that straight. I snuck in with a fake ID. And
thank you, June. That's all I'm saying. Thank you, June. Go ahead.
I was at the bar and talking to this woman, very attractive woman, and I didn't bother to look at the left hand. And I bought her a drink because I buy drinks, Sean. That's what I do sometimes. Not anymore. But
that's why she drank it with her right hand.
And I went and looked, and I was like, you know, that's an amazing wedding ring. I'm gonna go now. What is that? A marquee cut? Okay, thank you. It's been a good night. Goodbye.
You said, what is that? A marquee cut?
A marquee cut? How many carats is that? That's very nice. Enjoy that drink because I'm gone.
Tell your husband I said hi.
Exactly.
No, don't tell your husband anything about me. I don't want nobody coming after me.
Did I say my name was Glenn? No, it's Robert. Robert Hazard. That's my club name now, Robert Hazard.
Yeah. Mine is going to be Glenn. Hey, I don't know that I know you and June said that, you know, people they're committed when they're in a relationship and they don't have a, you know, ring. You know, I think I take a different perspective. I mean, a different position on that. I think that we all talk about commitment and what it looks like, and the ring does not signify in marriage. It doesn't signify the commitment. The ring is really a symbol, you know, from a relationship perspective to let others know that you're in a covenant, you know, that sort of stuff. But I think that there's hope, or there's the potential, though, that when you're in a committed relationship and you haven't given your partner a ring, that there's an opportunity that partner, you or the other person, can leave the relationship, you know, at any time. You know, I've said this before. I think when marriage comes about, it should be harder for you to leave the relationship because you have made a commitment before God and before others.
But Robert, devil's advocate, 50% of people leave the marriage after that ring.
Yeah, I know.
I was not joking. I wasn't.
No. I know, and we
that
can't
was
get
not
those.
And Robert, a lot of people, for whatever reason, I don't know, maybe they got allergies, but a lot of people get married and don't wear rings. I think men are probably more likely to do that, but I know, you know, a lot of married men who don't wear rings. Now, you know, of course, they're gonna get some side eyes, you know, unless they got an allergy to jewelry, because you said yourself, it's for the public to know.
Yeah, I had a buddy that wore his ring and got more action than I ever did single.
Oh, that's age old adage. That's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was mentioning earlier. That when, you know, and then as men, and I'm gonna just say it, don't let your lady be bad. Then there's a whole different appeal you have with women who think your woman is attractive or successful or whatever.
And you become a target.
It becomes a let me get behind enemy lines.
I don't think they want them problems with Mo.
Well, maybe not with Mo, but I'm telling you from
if anybody knows my wife, nah, dog, she will kill you, me, and the goldfish on the way out.
And I believe that, but I'm just saying outside of her, I think that's a real part of that, that whole structure. I've seen it, and like y'all said earlier, nobody wants something that nobody else wants. Yeah. And I think that here's where I think the rules become different. No man ever pushed up on a lady because he thought her dude was cold. That's not the way men think. Men go, are you available? Like Jamie said.
No, I wouldn't say that. I think there is a group of men that be like, all right, this guy right here, let me see if I can snake what he got. Like there is a group of people that's like, yeah, I'm gonna hit his chick because this dude think he the shit.
Well, if it's personal, Mel.
Nah,
I'm just saying you ain't got to agree with me. I'm just saying from my lens, men don't really do that unless there's a particular motivation. If the dude has rubbed them wrong in some way, or the dude has done something to them and maybe he don't know he done something to them, then men will see him like that quicker. I think women are much quicker to go, she is beautiful, she's successful, that's her man, I wonder what he's doing to keep her compelled. I think I'm gonna find out. Like, just like that's your experience. No woman has ever gotten my attention because her dude was cold or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not. That might be your reality. It's not.
So here, I think it's a dual part of it too. They got to be cold themselves. Like if I was butt ugly and Monique was fine, ain't nobody gonna be like, let me get after this butt ugly guy because his wife is nice. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they might think you're easier to get. Right. They might think you're easier to get because they like.
I don't think women are going.
Yeah. I agree with you, Mel. I don't think
nobody wants to that falls to the ground, Sean.
Yeah, nobody wants to butt ugly person. Period.
Y'all ain't gotta believe me. One of my dearest female friends says openly, I like them ugly niggas. Well, so they exist.
Okay.
Please believe it.
We believe you, but I've not experienced that. Not that I'm not saying that I'm not ugly, nor have I. But
go on, Robert. Tell him. You are Aries, Robert.
I don't know how we turned that corner. That wasn't.
I've never had that problem.
Don't know what that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had that problem either, and I know.
I've never been the last one picked. Sorry, on the team.
Yeah. You guys are all handsome brothers.
Well, I ain't got nothing to do. I guess I'll go out with Glenn. Ain't nothing else to do tonight.
Hey, Glenn, you ain't in the club walking up on the chick talking about, oh, you gonna run, huh? Oh, you gonna run?
Well, you gonna treat me funny? Nah.
Are you gonna run? Huh? Hey, man, we got a little under 20 minutes, man, and I wanted to ask y'all, in light of some of our conversation, and we've talked about TikTok and how true it is and how sincere it is when somebody makes their post and yada yada yada. For you guys individually, what do you use social media for? What is its purpose for you specifically, Robert?
My personal diary.
Say it again.
My personal diary. It's where I write everything for the world to see.
But a diary is typically private, isn't it?
No, not if it's social media. This is sarcasm.
You just you just made a diary.
He was playing. I think it was.
But he called Robert first. I guess he wanted to age before.
No. You can jump in there.
Well, see, I think there's a lot of beauty.
I mean to step on.
There's a lot of beauty right here among you all. So
what'd you say, Robert?
There's a lot of beauty there. Yeah,
a lot of beauty.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it all to you guys. You all are beautiful guys.
Well, thank you, Robert. You're not so bad yourself.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So, Robert, what do you use? You use social media for?
You know,
Let me give you part of your answer, because I think
yep.
part of your answer is part of Neil.
Robert, let me tell you what you think.
Let me tell you what you think.
Well, I'll tell you what you're about to tell me.
Right.
I do think that you use it similarly to me, in the sense that you like to make people feel good, and that your motivation is typically to make people feel good. I know there's
I'm
some other
always
stuff,
posting positive stuff. Always.
No.
like them pictures of you in prison. Go ahead, Robert.
So yes, I think that I do use it for inspiration. I want others, it's all, for me, it's about community. And I want that community to be inspired by something that I do, something I say, my grandkids, my kids. It is really for that, for Wine Crawl, because I want people to come to Wine Crawl and have wine with me. So I used it for a number of different reasons. I think you and I talked about this, but I have probably about 85% females that are my followers, and they are either in the real estate game or some other. But the hope is that they'll follow our show, as well. So that's really, and I think we've talked about that. That's really why I opened it up, because my Facebook page used to be private when I was married, and I didn't have as many followers as I do today. So I used it.
Yeah, I don't think you would on a private page.
You made up for lost time, though.
Being private is definitely going to limit the number of people that can follow you, Robert.
Yeah.
You certainly made up for that, though. Because you know.
All right, so that is my stuff. That is my thing. You can move along to the next people.
Oh, you're moving me along now.
Yeah.
Glenn, what do you use your social media for?
No, I try to stay really positive. I try to keep my opinions off of there, but I always like to say my page is a dictatorship, not a democracy. So don't come on there with your little opinions on my page, because I might curse you out or delete you, depending on the day. Case in point, I posted something on my other page. I have two, because Facebook wouldn't let you have but 5,000 people at one point. So I posted something about I was a producer on a movie, and it was about Christmas. So somebody literally came on my page and talked about, well, December 25th is not Christmas. That's a pagan holiday and everything else. And I'm like, I didn't even say anything about Jesus or anything else. I posted a picture about being at a movie that had Christmas in the title. So I politely deleted the comment, sent them a message, and like, next time you want to put your religious beliefs somewhere, put them on your own page, because my page is not the place for it, and I'm not the person for it either. So sometimes you have to get people straight, but I really try to be as positive as possible all the time, promote my businesses, promote my friends and what they're doing as well. Though I'm always trying to make sure that people know all the great things that my friends are doing. So I'm always pushing them out there as well.
I give you that, Glenn, and this is probably the only nice thing I'll say to you publicly.
Let me record this. We're recording the show, right?
Say it fast, Mel. Say it fast before he can record it. Say it
right. This is real. Here it comes.
Two things I want to say real quick, though, right? Because we started this show out of COVID, and I don't know if we thought that we had to be a certain way or it would be fun to be a certain way, because we ain't never played the dozens. Like, I've known Glenn for 20 years now and we have never been this hard on each other, like ever in life.
Soon as the cameras come on, it's like, yo, mama.
It's like, for the ratings.
Yeah, we'll do it for the ratings, but we are ratings.
I will say though, and I'm sorry, Sean, this isn't the answer to your question.
That's all right.
But I will say though that Glenn does a very, very good job of highlighting people, not only in social media, but blogs and with events, and putting people in the forefront. He is definitely, I think success is when you do it for yourself. Significance is when you do it for others. And he's very significant in this space for wanting to edify and elevate other people. So, Robert, archive this. not Robert, Raj archived this because this
I
is the
know. I'm
only
like,
time.
damn, that was actually really nice, Mel. I don't even
It
know.
was, wasn't it?
Make
have
it
to
make
be
it a
nice to
sound
you
bite
for-
or something because he ain't getting that again because we got to get back to the ratings.
I'm gonna be nice to you Mel, for these two shows now for that one. I can't say nothing bad about him. I'm gonna have to pick on Sean and Robert now. I'm gonna have to double up on you.
I use my social media, man, to inspire, primarily to inspire, to tell dad jokes and show people what's possible for them in life.
I try to make people feel good, encouraged, motivated. I will get angry and put an opinion on there.
Yeah.
No. It
But I
don't
tell you, but I
Never.
tell you what I don't do. Much like June mentioned, like if you say something that I think is really, 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 really foul on your page, like I don't come for you on your page. That's like going on somebody's porch and starting a fight, as far as I'm concerned. But if I feel strongly enough about it, it may encourage me to go to my own page and post something, in adverse opinion about what you shared.
But what
And now I'll do that in a minute, but I'm not
and then reference them.
No, I don't reference them either because another thing is I'm not interested in debating with you. Either you think I'm a fool, or you think, or I think you're a fool, and our conversation isn't going to change that perception for either one of us. We're gonna walk away from that exchange. You still think I'm a fool, or I still think you're a fool. So,
but don't you think, John, the people that come for you are usually the people that never have anything to say when you say something positive? They literally are laying in wait.
Oh yeah,
you say something that they disagree with, and then all of a sudden they jump the line. I call it jumping the line because you had never said anything. I post 100 positive things.
Yeah,
but the one thing I say that you don't agree with, you feel like you just need to tell me about myself. And
right. It's the same way non-people of color disappear when I'm posting stuff about, racially sensitive matters. They all over my post until I post something about that. Then it's like crickets, But yeah, I there's one lady, for example, that to me, she posts the most dysfunctional dating stuff I've ever seen in my life, and has tried to engage me, and I just refuse. I'm like, I'm not. I don't speak your language. I can't. My decoder is broken. I just won't even engage her because to me, her thinking is already so fractured. It's like I would only frustrate myself trying to have a conversation with you. So I'm not even gonna put myself through it. But it just made me curious because I do believe, unlike others, I do believe that some people use it to show off or brag or, self promote is one thing, self puff up, is something else. So I do see where I feel like people are doing that. But then when you call people out on that, they want to say, "Oh no, you just jealous," And I usually think, "Oh, that sounds like something somebody that would post like that, would say." You know what I'm saying? So I definitely don't. I couldn't get into Twitter because I felt like Twitter was letting everybody know what you're doing at every moment of the day. And I'm like, I don't want to be that open, that transparent. But I do
I don't
enjoy
think I'm that
social media.
important that you need to know what I'm eating like every 5
Right.
minutes and all of that. Like, I don't think I'm that important either.
Right.
I don't see how to shot at Robert.
Right.
I'm not.
I like taking pictures of my food.
No, you
Thank
do
you
it.
very
There's
much.
nothing wrong with it, but you take good pictures. I don't take good pictures of my food. I eat my food really well. And if you want to see me eat my food, you need to be there with me.
Just like some people like to take their workout pictures, that's not something that.
Yeah, I took one workout picture because the guns was looking good at one point.
They was looking good.
My guns was like out there. They ain't out there no more. I need to get back to the gym.
I'm gonna take some more workout pictures because I think that people need to know men over a certain age do work out and they're physically fit.
Hey man, I worked out today. I've been on my little. I'm 12 pounds down.
Oh,
good for you,
but I think I've hit a wall, so now I got to dig deeper and figure out what I need to elevate so that I can break through this little wall I've hit. But yeah, man. Hey, I got a goal. My niece's wedding is this summer. I got to be fly. at my niece's wedding. I got the.
I know my little sister's getting married in September, so I plan on being really fly. I'm like, I already got the suit picked out and everything, so I know. So it's time to.
Porpoise
I know
salmon.
Somebody's getting married soon, so I'm gonna start working out and all that good stuff. I just know somebody in my social media world is getting married.
Glenn, we got about 9 minutes left, and I think you wanted to talk about your latest edition of the Side Chick Handbook.
It is time for the Side Chick Chronicles. February is gone, Side Chick. So lean in. I'm talking. All that pressure is over for him now. He can be with you. All that love month stuff is gone. He got his flowers. I know he's a good man in a bad situation and all of that. I get it. So I put a soundtrack together just for you. So Raj, if you can start to like post these so people can, put them on their mixtapes, this would be great. So number one, got my first one here. Wait a minute.
Mel, are you always wearing glasses? Because I feel like I can't see your eyes, and I don't know like
he puts on
where
glasses
you're looking. You usually have on glasses. I'm like, why do I feel like I can't really tell?
Yeah, I wear, because I'm on the screen so much.
Yeah,
I put on light blocking glasses to kind of protect my eyes from.
Yeah, I feel like your eyes are missing more than usual. I'm like, I can't tell where he's looking. Thank you. I see them now. Thank you. I appreciate that. Look, I'm gonna have bad dreams tonight. A big apple.
Come on,
go ahead. Continue playing.
Okay, so the first song on Side Chick Chronicles mixtape is "Creep" by TLC. So everybody write that down. "Creep" by TLC. The second one, we went way back on this. We had to get the blues. "Cheating in the Next Room" by Johnny Taylor. The next one is a classic, "You, Me, and He" by M2
Ooh, wow.
And then we went back to the classics, "Woman to Woman."
Oh,
and nothing like a side chick calling you, having a woman-to-woman conversation after she done cheated with your man. Now she wants to be woman to woman and have a conversation with you.
Well, don't disappoint me. If you're gonna have woman to woman on there, you got to have from his woman to you.
There you go. See, now you're getting it, Sean.
All right.
Rob, Mel, come on, contribute.
Oh, As We Lay by Shirley Murdoch.
As We Lay, classic.
Well, if we're doing that, Bobby Womack, I wish he didn't trust me so much.
I know, really.
Well, I was thinking, if you think you're lonely now.
Yeah. Wait a
minute. That ain't really a cheating song, though, is it? That's
no. But Layla by Eric Clapton was written for his best friend's wife.
Wow. I didn't know that. Oh, that's interesting.
But didn't George Duke write a song?
Intimate Friends?
You talking about
that's Eddie Kendricks.
No.
He's talking about No Rhyme, No Reason.
Yeah.
Oh, No Rhyme, No Reason.
Yeah, and that was for another woman, I think.
Well, the song's context text is about cheating. Yeah. That's a good one, Robert. That's
I still love my wife, but I'm still wanting you. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for those of you that like rock and roll, Rick Springfield, Jesse's Girl. I wish that I had Jesse's Girl.
I wonder if you can ask Spotify to play songs about cheating.
About cheating?
Yeah. It's like you can ask Spotify to play songs that got Halle Berry's name in it.
We can ask Uncle Google right now.
Right, but Spotify will give you a whole list that you can just play immediately, which I didn't know. It was like Spotify play songs with Halle Berry's name in it. And
those of you in the audience, if you have a cheating song that's your favorite, please share it.
If you're a cheater with a favorite song.
Yeah. If you're a side chick and you got a favorite song, we'd
like to hear from you.
Google has a top 10 cheating songs.
Oh, wow. I heard it through the grapevine, Marvin Gaye.
Oh, yeah.
I guess you wonder how I knew about your plans to leave me blue.
Yeah.
Some other guy you knew before. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Confessions by Usher, of course.
Yeah. Oh, here's one that you don't know, a B-side by Total, called When His Girlfriend Called.
That was one.
You gotta listen. If you don't know that one, it's a little nasty.
What about I don't know if I'm not sure it qualifies, but I think it's Lady Antebellum, Girl Crush.
Okay.
I got a girl crush. Hate to admit it,
All
but it's a country song about she's
Oh,
really
yeah.
idolizing the woman he's with,
Yeah.
kind of deal. Yeah.
Okay. My little secret by escape. You should
The boy is mine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they was about to fight about that, wasn't they?
It was.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
They were
Yeah.
putting on makeup, Vaseline on their face, and taking their
You and
earrings off.
Mrs. Jones got a thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
Kids are
one.
giving me those. I gotta figure what the heck is going on.
Oh, part-time lover, Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
Drew Hill. Somebody sleeping in my bed.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Remember the video? It was another chick.
Yeah. So
Yep.
side chicks and side dudes. This is the side people playlist.
Yeah, this is the side persons playlist.
This is the sneaky link playlist.
The sneaky link playlist.
playlist.
Oh, cruising, Smokey Robinson. Okay, Kim.
Is that a cheating song?
Is that a really cheating song? Is it?
Well, it might be.
Baby, let's cruise.
Well, like Jackie said, "Trapped in the Closet" by R. Kelly.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's the ultimate one. You stuck in the crib, can't even come out.
You can't get out of the closet.
Yeah.
We don't know who he was trapped with. I don't know if we need to put that one in there.
It was somebody he ain't had no business with. We know that. Either they belong to somebody else or they wasn't old enough. It was for some reason.
Kay gave us SWV. I'm So Into You.
Secret Lover, Atlantic Star.
Is that about cheating?
To you is not a.
I'm so into
I don't know that that's about cheating.
I don't know if that's cheating.
Oh yeah, it is. You're not mine, and I can't deny you. Yes, it is.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're
right. You're right.
All right, Kay. All right, Kay.
Y'all are getting this. Y'all are getting it. Unfaithful by Rihanna.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's a giveaway, huh? Unfaithful.
Amy Winehouse. You know I'm no good. That's a jam too. That's actually a great.
I think
song.
Mel should record a song. You know what you did.
You know what you did.
I will write the hell out of that song.
He will
bro.
write it too. Don't tell him.
I will write the hell out of it. Listen, you're gonna get a poem next week. You know what you did.
Yeah. I
Good
caught
Time
you out
Solo.
there, Sheila.
Good Time
What's
Solo
that?
by Glenn Murray.
I know, really. I will play it. So there we go. So there you have it. The side dude and side chick list.
The side piece playlist.
The side piece playlist.
Did you write them down?
I didn't, but I
Yeah,
got
it was recorded. We'll go back to this part on the
We'll go
replay.
back and we'll
Yeah,
get it.
true that. Yeah, because I kind of want that list now. I want to be able to play that list now.
I just want to know if I'm over at somebody's house when they start playing them songs.
I think you better
You know what
create
that means.
an exit plan. You better.
I got a playlist called what is it? Untitled but Understood. Something like that. But it was a sneaky link playlist back in the day.
Back in the day.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
Hey, did y'all, before we get out of here, did y'all make slow jam tapes?
Absolutely.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
I got some too.
I was so serious about my slow
They on
jam
cassettes,
tapes.
but
But
I still
look,
got
I
'em.
used to do them like this because I was a singer. I used to do them all male artists, and it would be from the Brothers with Love. I got up to volume 4. It was crazy, dude. Hey, Tuesday. It was crazy, dude. It was.
I had names for mine, like Midnight was like my favorite. That was it. And then they had
Man,
like
you're gonna make me go to my storage and pull those cassette tapes out, dude. Oh, it was serious. Hey man, look here. The time is upon us. It's 9:59, man. Y'all have been amazing as always. Love y'all. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Everybody watching, thank you so much for hanging with us. We got some plans for doing some in-studio stuff coming up soon, right? So hopefully that stuff will happen, and we can put a different spin on our vibe as we come to you guys on Thursday nights. But as always, we appreciate you. Tell a friend, tell somebody, bring, like they do in church, bring somebody next week.
Bring a friend.
Bring a friend next week. You know, tell them about the show. You might not always agree with everything we say, but you have a good time. You know, spirited conversation and fun debates. It's a good time, and you might even learn something. We learned something, you know. So
and thank you to our special guest Wilson, who was on the show tonight.
Y'all and Wilson can go to hell.
Wilson Sag, we're going to cut him a check.
Hey man, till next Thursday. I guess I don't know if we're going to the green room or not. We usually take the guests to the green room, but till next Thursday, y'all. It's been live from the cave for sure.
Join us, Indie TV, where you will see the talk shows, movies, drama, action, and comedy. Be the first and see it first. Sign up now for free